We are listening to Vanisher, Horizon Scraper by Quadeca. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a big Quadeca fan. From Me to You is absolutely fantastic. Loved every second of it. He dropped the absolute masterpiece, I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, which is one of my favorite albums, period, ever of all time. It was so fucking good. It is so fucking good. Very high concept, but I think the sounds match the concept so well. Eerie's Scrapyard, which is a cool little collection of songs. It wasn't my favorite body of work, but it was still very enjoyable for me. And now we have the new album. Now, I don't listen to singles, right? I don't listen to singles. So I have not heard anything from this project. Not maybe 5 seconds of music. So I have no idea what this sounds like. Now, what I have seen is a lot of concept art and a lot of just art in general around it. I'm not going to be watching the movie with this on my first listen. My first listen, I want to be just the music, but then afterwards I will go and watch the movie that goes along with this. But for now, I just want to listen to the album. And I have a hypothesis. I think that this is going to be like Moby Dick. I think we're going to be very nautical. I think it's going to be about a sailor man who goes maybe chasing after a big old whale or something that keeps scraping the horizon and vanishing, perhaps. I think eventually he could get stranded on an island, perhaps maybe never catching that white whale. But that's what I think. I don't think this is going to be Moby Dick, the album, but at the same time, I would fucking love if it was. Also, shout out to Lugia in the background. He will be stealing most of my camera focus for this album, so that's fine. Something I've noticed about my reacting, and I noticed it in my last one too. It might not look like I'm moving along with the beat very much, but my feet are tapping like fucking crazy. So if you're ever like, man, this guy's got no reaction, I do, but it's just in my feet, and I'm not giving you a foot cam, you free. Track 1, no questions asked. This is pretty nautical. A little shaker in the left ear. That's cool. That's cool. A bit ominous here. Those pianos are so nice. God damn! Now that's an intro. First off, I absolutely love how Quadeca layers his beats, and he makes them so progressive and interesting. Because the one thing that I hate in music is a stale-ass beat that just goes static for 4 minutes. That just doesn't change up. It doesn't build and drop. You can't do that. Especially if you're going to do a 6-minute opening that is essentially just an instrumental with a little bit of vocals in the last half. This was something I saw as criticism for I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. The biggest criticism for that was the lyrics were very hard to hear. Just like where they were in the mix, and just the effects and filters that were put on them. On your first listen without lyrics, it's hard to hear. And I'm not listening to this with lyrics. I'm going to try my best. I might check it after the song if there's anything I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he said. But it took me like 2 full minutes of that song to realize what the fuck he was actually saying. I thought at first that he was saying, I'll be there when the world ends. And I was like, oh shit, okay. This is like, we're going into like exile. This is like someone very far away. No. He said, I'll be there when no one is. Which makes so much more sense than whatever the fuck I'm on. I really like that track. When you make something, you know all of the details. You see everything that's good about it, everything that's bad about it. So when you make your own art, you make your own music, you can be like, look at this little thing I have. Look at this little like sound effect that's in there, the little shaker that he put in there, the strings he had at one point, the piano. Of course he can hear it himself because he knows it's there. It's the same thing as if you're listening to a song with the lyrics and knowing what they are. You'll be like, oh yeah, obviously that's what it says. But without the source material in front of you, either way, that was an absolutely fantastic opener. I love how he can just build a world in his music and just take you away. I'm really excited to see where we go. As long as no war gets waged, that would be really fucking bad. He said it. He said Horizon. That's the title of the album. Actually, that's not. Fuck. Hello, what the wait, hold on. What the fuck happened with my camera? What the fuck was that? Why he turned into fucking cheese mode for a second? I feel like he's getting overshadowed on this song. Like, his production, phenomenal. So good, highlight of the song, obviously. However, I think the female vocalist is doing a lot of heavy lifting right now. Quad vocally is not doing anything that I haven't heard from him before. So, the production, banging. Female vocalist, banging. Quad, kind of getting overshadowed here. But, that's okay. We carry on. Also, this beat switch. What the fuck's about to happen? He was doing really good there. Ooh. Damn! A little bit of edge at the end of that track, huh? First off, production-wise, I don't think that was my favorite Quad track. It was, as always with Quad, trying something new, trying something out of the ordinary. There was one part of that track, which was my absolute favorite, and it lasted for like 30 seconds of the 5-minute song. This part. You remember when Quadeca was a rapper? There was a light rapping towards the end of this track, but I feel like this beat right in the middle would be so nice for a little frantic, like a frantic little verse over those frantic ass drums acting all frantic. That's a little bit disappointing to me. However, I did still like the track. I did fuck with it, and I am personally ready to ruin Quadeca's life. Did he say the potato skin looks after me? Now I'm not much of a vegetable lore person, but what the fuck does that mean? On his previous album, his previous project, Scrapyard, he experimented with a lot of acoustic tracks and just like stripped back production where it's like just him, just his little guitar, singing, doing a little riff. And those were my least favorite songs off that album. So, my hope is that that was just practice for this, and we do get a bit more. But so far, lyrically, he's got me. Yep.
I was picked first on the losing team. I was everything but in between. I'm the starman of my sinking dream. When the background will set me free.
Yep. Yep. There it is. A fucking theremin? That's peak. First off, yeah, he did it. All my worries dissolved. It's really, really hard to keep just acoustic tracks entertaining to me. Because eventually, after I get like halfway through it, I've basically heard the whole fucking song. You're not going to hit me with anything interesting. You're not going to hit me with anything new. And I thought that was very good. I think he dominated that first portion. I need to look up, I'm going to look up right now who that other artist was. On No Questions Asked, there was Oleka, Kate, Waging War, She Came Back, Ruined My Life. Harry Wilkinson. I don't know who Harry Wilkinson is, but judging by that accent, I'd bet that he's from the UK. I don't think he's the rugby footballer from 1864 to 1942. Yeah, I thought that was great. That was probably my favorite track so far. I really liked everything about it. I thought it blended together really nice. I thought it built super nice. Yeah, unsurprisingly, great job from Quad. This next one is, I believe, the lead single. And again, I've heard none of this. So far in the album, I'm getting the vibe of a man who is unhappy with his life and has to make some changes or else shit's gonna get bad. So he's gotta go on a big old drastic journey and just throw shit in the air, sail off into the horizon, scrape the horizon, vanish, if you will. And yeah, he's gotta get the fuck out of here. Track 4, God Stained.
Read you from within, I thought you knew. Well, one and the same. I thought you knew.
This is nautical as fuck, let's go. Little flutes in the back. Damn. First off, a new favorite track has emerged. I will be honest. I do think the whole premise of God Stained went over my head a little bit. I don't exactly understand what that term means at this moment. There is a message in a bottle of some sort. Show me what I'm missing from the land you couldn't stay. I think he is sending a message in a bottle to someone on land. I think this is either from the person who picked up the bottle. I think it is from the person who picked up the bottle. I don't think it's Quad that picked up the bottle, though. I think he dropped it. Because it's talking about, show me what I'm missing from the land you couldn't stay. I can see your history from 1,000 miles away. Someone's picking up this fucking bottle, man. Someone's picking up this goddamn bottle. That track was nautical as fuck. I really like it, and let me just say, I'm not fully correct in any of my predictions so far, but I feel like a distressed sailor is not completely out of the question. I feel like I'm not completely off by that. Also, I've been recording for 37 minutes and I'm 4 fucking tracks in. Oh my god. That is the second shortest track on the album, which is kind of crazy. It's 3.5 minutes and it flies by. Let's play something different at a time like this, right? Oh, this is cool as fuck. This is cool as fuck. That's him. That's his voice pitched down. I don't think that's a feature. I'm pretty sure that's him. Also, something about rust on your armor. This is either about the boat or an anchor or some sort of piece of metal. Calling it now. God damn. Fuck off, man. Man, fuck off. Oh my, alright. First off, so far, that might be one of the best produced Quadeca songs I've ever heard in my goddamn life. That was ridiculous. I struggle to understand, because like it's all produced by him. Of course it is. Just fantastic. So many layers to that. There is a new element to that song every like 20 seconds of that 4.5 minute track. I am so scared to look at that Pro Tools file and see what the fuck was actually going on there. Because, oh my god, there was so many layers to that. And the number one thing that impressed me the most was that he was still so present during all of it. There's all this crazy shit going on with the beat, but over all of it, he's still there, doing his thing. I think I agree that was the best musical composition so far, and I think a new favorite track has emerged. It's track 5, and I think I've said that 3 times so far. Well, why would I do this at a time like this, man? Why would I change things up when all this stuff is happening? There's a little bit of pessimism, I suppose you could say, with just the people talking to him like, yo, why are you doing this right now? But then there's a little bit of optimism on the other side of the coin where he's like, why would I die at a time like this? I think it's about anxiety, maybe. Definitely could be. Because then he's talking to an old guy. I want to leave a message for that person from tomorrow. I wonder if that's talking about his self. Because he does mention multiple times throughout the song that he thought getting older would take longer. He thought getting older would make him stronger. But you silly boy, you're just escaping all your problems. I could sit here and just ponder over this for a while. But let's not do that. I can't waste all of the time. Because we've only got a few more hours left in today. Monday, that is. This must be another single, because it also has an abnormal amount of listens.
It's that time of the year where I start getting old. It's so easy to try, but it's harder to fall. God, I'm losing my grip on the runway. I wanna get there with you now. Next time I'll take you the long way. There's a hole in the down and a trick up my sleeve. Darling, don't you give up on me.
That was a crazy bar.
Lock in my hand.
Little pops.
When the water is warm, if I keep moving on, I'll forget the way back. Don't you give up on me.
First off, the way I see that song is a little bit of a break from the boat. They said at the end of the last track, the guy in the little skit or whatever, he's like, oh, there's a nice looking island over there. So this is obviously him chilling out on the island. He's got some time, hang up his clothes, have a real good think about where he's at on his journey so far. This is the end of the first half of the album. This is track 6 of 14. This is definitely someone who's like thinking back to what he left. And he even says, he's like, if I keep moving on, I'll forget the way back. Yeah. There it is. That's great, man. That's a good line. The question is he gonna keep going on? I'm gonna say he's gonna do a little bit of like wishy-washy, like where he's a little bit unsure. He's like, do I move forward? Do I go back? Have I seen enough? Do I go see more? Maybe he'll be doing a little, I don't know, dancing without moving. This is the shortest track on the album, 3 minutes 19 seconds.
To my dance without a crew, so I can step away from it like excuse you. Can't always feel like I'm turning my mind. It's dancing but I cannot move. Every time I miss you I get cut off. She wasn't the one who
Whoa, that was cool as fuck. He said a bar where he was like, I did this when I was 2. Like 2, like dancing. That's hilarious. But then he was like, every time I miss you, I get cut off. And then he cuts off the vocals. That's heat.
I get cut off. She wasn't the one, she was just the one off. Cried a couple times, 51 exactly. For every sign he tried to tip off. I look to the sky. Any second, he's gonna try. The waves feel like I'm turning my blind.
There's a man on the horizon. Paradise is just behind him. But if he turns around, it disappears.
All right, I did not catch anything he said at the end there. Hold on. He's saying, "Fuck it, we keep sailing. We keep sailing. I might as well do my dance without a crew, so I can step away from it. Like, excuse you. Yeah, no, he's dancing. He's getting the fuck away. She wasn't the one, just a one-off. He's definitely like in his feelings. I mean, a lot of bit, cause like, I mean, that was good. I would like to say it was very nice to see him spitting again, cause he hasn't like rapped like that on the album so far, and I do appreciate that. I think he was really good on it. I think it really fit the vibe of this. He still has the melodic moments. He's still singing a little bit, but it was still really nice to see. I think it really fit that track. He doesn't miss. I'm sorry for doubting that this would be anything less than really fucking amazing, because it is. I'm struggling to think of a transition to this next one. So track 8, That's Why. Fuck. I guess hold on, let me take it back then. I guess That's Why I Gotta Trust It. Perfect. I said that the first time.
It started turning gray when I was 17. I feel like I had more shit to say when I was 17. Now my perception got so filtered, my spaces are shrinking. Like there's no room for me and me with the way that I'm thinking. There's still some shit that keeps me pure if I just let it flow. I'm fighting my excuse to get me off the ledge. Cause if I jump I might survive and that scares me.
Jesus Christ! That was thunder in real life, not in this music world. In my world. Jesus, that's fitting. So if you ever hear any rumbling, that's why.
All I see is red. As if I jump I might survive and that scares me the most. What I witness from afar only scares me from close. What's been keeping me afloat is bearing me afloat. That's why, alright. That's why, alright.
Back to the boat.
That's why, alright. That's why, alright. That's why, alright. That's why, alright. That's why.
Damn.
Don't get any better.
God damn. He's putting it all on the table, huh? Yeah, that was great. First off, I actually want to see what he was saying at the end of the song before this. Camera, stop going into cheese mode, bro. I'm right here. Hey, nice. All right, so at the end, he says, there's a man in the horizon. Paradise is just behind him, but if he turns around, it disappears. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That there's a man in the horizon that has an idea of what paradise could be and what was behind him, what he left behind, how amazing and fantastic it is. But if he actually turns around and goes back, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be like how he imagined it. And that's why he's explaining all the reasons why he did this trip. He's explaining all these insecurities that he's having. He is going through it. There's no lyrics available on Spotify for this one, but there was one where he says, it's something along the lines of, my biggest hesitation to jump off the edge is I'm scared to live after it. If I jump, I might survive, and that scares me the most. Yeah. Terrifying thought. And he's no stranger to talking about death. Quadeca is a very young man, I would say. Or so people tell him, like he says in the song. He's 24 years old. He's 2 years older than me, and this is his second album about death. That's crazy. You okay, Ben? You need a hug? The idea of having to live with the aftermath, the repercussions of your actions. That's tough, man. That's tough. And I have a feeling that this next track is not gonna be all sunshine and rainbows either. I'll be honest. I have a feeling these next couple tracks aren't gonna be all sunshine and rainbows. This shit is going down. Oh, lightning. Hold on. It's gonna be big. Thunder. Holy shit. We're not even at the track called Thunder yet. Anyways, like a sleepy anchor, I dream about sinking. This ain't gonna be good. It's gonna be good, but it's not gonna be good. Those little horns, my God. That was weird. Spotify didn't have any lyrics for that one. He has a certain way of just encapsulating a feeling. So when you call a song, I Dream About Sinking, and then you hit me with that, an instrumental that is so slow and calm, but builds up the deeper and deeper you go, that's pretty peak. That's pretty peak. I really like how he is able to capture a feeling in his music. It was definitely more chill. Probably my least favorite on the album so far, but I think it was a nice little, not really a breath, because you can't fucking breathe underwater. I think it was a nice little break, a beat, a pause. I just hope that if he dies, it's not too early, because he is a very young man. I hope it is old in his old life, maybe from some, I don't know, like natural causes or something. Fuck yes. That bass in the background?
Somebody's after me. Natural causes.
That's what happens when you get old, man. He wanted to be old. Now look at what's happening. There's a lot of shit going on. Lots of people dying, dropping like goddamn flies. Lyrically, it was a bit more stripped back, but instrumentally, once again, Quadeca is showing that he is not to be fucked with when it comes with producing. He is so good at this. He is so good at this. Like, that is crazy for someone 24 years old. I think it's so fucking impressive, man. I think it's so fucking impressive. It's really cool to just see his evolution over the years, because he still has certain sounds that he likes to use. Being able to just like fit in with a theme, a vibe, and curate an album around it is so something that a lot of people and a lot of artists just straight up don't do. So I really respect him for just how much work and effort he puts into the craft. Another banger, another fantastic one. Now, this one I've been excited for. My good friend Brandon, he said that I would really like this one. It is thunderstorming like fuck outside right now. So why not use a little bit more thunder, huh? That's ridiculous.
Straight down the whole tree. Yeah. Bad news, you can't make a man from a god, so don't mind me. Bad news, a million ways to show me what I mean. You bring that out of me, I said you bring that out of me. You bring that out of me, I said you bring that out of me.
Hit me with it. Speechless. That was so fucking cool, man. Nothing in that song topped the initial drop-in of that beat. That was cool as fuck. And yes, the actual thunder going in the background, insane. Insane. What perfect timing for that. Like, actually, capital P, perfect timing on that. That was fucking awesome. Brandon, you were not wrong. You were not wrong. That song was gas. That song was gas. Oh, man. I'm going to really, really look for... I am already really looking forward to going back and listening to this album many, many more times, because holy shit. The actual thunder is upset that I stole its spotlight. Exactly. I literally stole its thunder. Come on, man. Hey, that's not just me. That's Quadeca, bro. That's called the Quadeca effect. Stealing the thunder out of actual thunder? That's crazy. 3 tracks left. The last 2 are the longest on the album, over 7 minutes each. But this next track is the one that I am the most looking forward to, specifically because of the feature, Danny Brown. I love Danny Brown. I got the privilege of seeing him live in concert, and it was the best concert I've ever been to. Accidentally hopped in the mosh pit the whole time, but it was fantastic. He dresses so well. He's so fucking cool, and it's really cool to see, because Quadeca is, I think, like I said, 24. Danny Brown is, I think, 44, and like these two are great friends. They've collaborated a bunch, and it's just cool as fuck, man. It's cool as fuck to see. The other day, Danny Brown wrote something like really, really sweet on Instagram about Quadeca. He was like, the album's fantastic. I literally cried listening to it. So I'm really excited for this next track. Track 12, the second last on the album, The Great Bakunawa. This could go in any direction. I don't know what the fuck. That's cool. I got chills, man.
Trying to get you out your circle every day to the week. Take you to them deep waters, no one wavy as me. I'm the beast of the night, ain't about to take flight. Take the rhyme a monster when I rise above ships. What's next on the menu? That's a bon appetit. Bring terror to your eyes when you're looking at me. So good luck finding proof in the belly of
They stay in the rear view. Must be fake. That I'm here too. I play the bang until it comes through now. I can feel the shaking when it's deep underneath. Tell me when's the last time we see one of these. Out of the premises, if you like, turn on that television of mine. I should have broadcast the whole time. Every angle, another gold mine. Maybe the passageway was a matinee. Until they pierce the roof. It's the end. And if it's not the last words, I'ma make it count. I need a million bad bitches just to play me out. It's a
God damn.
in your rear view. In your rear view. I'm in your rear view.
Are you telling me that motherfucking Danny Brown was the Beast? Danny Brown was Moby Dick. Danny Brown was the white whale. He's the fucking creature. Peak. God damn. That was fantastic. That is one of my favorite songs off the album. I wish Danny Brown came back. He's a fucking sea serpent. He's a fucking sea serpent. Oh, because they even say in the lyrics, there's a serpent in the rear view, right? Oh, he's a big fucking sea dragon. There's a snake in the rear view. Oh my god. That's so cool, man. That's so fucking cool, man. What the fuck did I say? What did I say? I said before track 1 that he's looking for a creature, or that he's gonna find a creature of some sort. He found a sea serpent. Does this boat have rear view mirrors? Or side view mirrors, I guess. I guess not. The last time these two collabed, or at least the last time that Danny Brown was on a Quadeca album, Danny Brown rapped from the perspective of carbon monoxide. And now he is a mythological sea serpent. And if that's not a capable ass writer, I don't know what is. That's cool as hell, man. That's cool as hell. Oh, wow. That was great. I didn't know what to expect from Danny Brown on this album. It would have been a lot worse without Danny Brown. If you had someone else doing that, I don't think it would have turned out the way it did. It was really, really good. Nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. Only 2 tracks left. And to me, it really feels like we have a lot more than 4 gone. Oh, that was terrible. My bad.
Do you like what you see?
Yes, I do like what I've seen. This has been peak. Chills, man. Fuck me. Fuck off, man. What the hell is this now? God damn, man. This album's kicking the shit out of me. That's crazy. Wow. That's so fucking beautiful, man. Just the building. I was worried. I was worried at first that it was just gonna be a couple strings. It was just, or not a couple strings, just the piano. I was ready to just be the piano at first, but it just builds and builds and builds. And I think this is the best his voice has ever sounded. He's always had like a fine voice. It's never been like the standout. But I really think like his singing on this project especially has really ramped up. He sounds so good on this. I think everything has really stepped up on here. His rapping is the best we've seen in years. His singing, the best we've seen in years. His production, some of the best he's ever done. And this album is just a gift that keeps on fucking giving. So beautiful, just so melancholy at the end of it all. Through it all you can do is remain. This has been an absolute fantastic treat. I'm a sucker for concept albums. I'm a sucker for great production, and this has had everything I've wanted and more. It's been so beautiful, so fantastic, but we're not done yet. We've got one more track before I disappear like a fucking ghost. One thing I will say before this, let's see if he closes it out on a good note. Let's see if this is going to be more of a track that you can listen to repeatedly, or if it's going to be a track sort of more like I Dream About Sinking, where it's a little bit more instrumental, helps build the world of the album and the project a bit more. Let's see.
You were born with a puzzle to solve. You're not high, you just became a child. Return to a path, hiding in overgrown grass. The horizon is a prey like animal that preys on men who prey like animals. And now it takes form and takes flight. It can take you anywhere you like. The tail wrapped in waves, its mouth covered in sky. I pray one last time. It can smell fear on your breath and the sweat in the hands of a man who has never forgiven himself. And the answers I so desperately crave. My world ends so much worse and so much harder.
Was not expecting that.
Captain stands alone, arms to the sky. The symphony of loneliness, unheard upon its own. He cracks a bottle, it's the only friend he knows. Years of no expression left him bitter comatose. Waves as big as mountains, strung out to his limits. The blackness of oblivion, reality sinks in. Consumed by the roar of fear, 1,000 voices grim. All his crew were taken, lost to the ocean. The ghost of his friends begin to haunt him, spirit broken. Vanished like the stars on a dark misty night. Evil howls the wind as it barks in his mind. The thunder splitting edge, like the sound of metal snapping. His fate is getting closer, faith was always lacking. On as the heavens open wide, it's hell on earth he knows.
That was fucking incredible. I feel like Foregone, the track before this, served as a really good conclusion to The Sailor. his role in the story, and then Casper, this last track, just giving a final overarching view of everything that's gone on in this guy's life. Just crazy. It's a sailor, it's Sailor or him or Joey Quadeca or Ben Quadeca, I guess. Finally just like accepting the death. This is what he went out for. This is what he's looking for. And he got it. He fucking got it. He vanished. Wow. Yeah, this was pretty much perfect. I don't think that there is a lot that you could do with this album to make it better. I genuinely think this was damn near perfect. This is a fucking phenomenal body of work. From track 1 to track 14. The only one that I didn't love, well, the only two, I guess, was Waging War and I Dream About Sinking. And yeah, there is a movie to go along with it, but honestly, I will watch it. But I think that this album specifically, even more so, because the obvious comparison to make is with I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, his concept album about being a ghost. And who knows, maybe that's a sequel to this album. Maybe this album was a prequel to I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, if that's the case, peak. If not, still peak. I think that this album had an absolutely phenomenal language to it. It had an absolute perfect identity of knowing what it wants to be and what it wants to sound like. And I think it got captured so perfectly to the point that I was there. I was on the boat. I was on the ocean. I saw Danny the Sea Serpent, right? I felt these same things that he was feeling. I was there when he was drowning in that fucking wave. I was there. This is a feeling of being sucked into an album that I have not had probably since that last time I listened to I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. He has a way of sucking people into the music that is just so undeniably special and talented. That is just phenomenal to see. I wasn't expecting a lot out of this album because in my mind, he did it. He made the perfect album already. He made the Ghost album. I was like, done. You can't top it. You can't. And maybe, just maybe, he did it again. This was phenomenal. I cannot wait to go into this. I think this has a lot of replayability. I think it is just a whirlpool. It just sucks you in. It took me a little bit. In my first listen, it took me probably until like the third track to fully get invested. But once I was in, I was in. I was out. I was awake. Vanisher, Horizon Scraper. My 3 favorite tracks. If I had to pick 3, fuck. I'll pick 5. Cause this is a bigger one. Give me At a Time Like This, Dancing Without Moving, Thunder, The Great Baccanoa, and Casper. And I mean, come on. The atmosphere for which I was listening to this. I listened to Monday on a Monday. I listened to Thunder in the Thunder. Oh, God. I kind of danced without moving. Now I'm just really scared of natural causes. So, before I pass away, let me just say thank you guys so much for listening and watching along. It was great. Really, really great. One of the most fun first listens I've ever had to an album ever. And it was so great. Yar. I think you could definitely say that this is his best body of work. I think if someone said that, I wouldn't bat an eye. He leveled up everything that he could have done better from his previous works. He did better here. The story was better. It was more cohesive. The production was better. The singing was better. The rapping was better. The writing was better. evolution in every way. It's a full story from start to finish. Vanisher, Horizon Scraper. Good shit.